I saw Birdman,
The who's fuck's in that? That's
Michael Keaton.
yeah, that was a good one, man. That was one of them. Um, that because I try to watch all the fucking nominated best pictures, and that was one of them. And that was it was a good one. So what'd you
It
think about it?
was tremendously shot. Like I'd never se like they just did something different. Like maybe there's been another movie that's done something like that, but
Yeah,
it was like a continuous shot. It felt like the entire goddamn time.
yeah. I mean, I think it's edited to look like that, but
It is. There
it is it.
you
You
can
feel
tell
like
different cuts.
you feel like the bird flying around, like where you're just following, and then you kind of split off to another character, and then it loops around back into the thing. There hasn't been a lot. I mean, the long shot is kind of a big thing in movies. You know, like Goodfellas has the long shot where they're going into the
But you got to get it all.
yeah. But that was yeah
It's
that
such a big shot that
yeah
while the camera's moving, you got to get all your lines right, the emotion
that was
right. Like,
amazing. Yeah,
had to be a crazy hard movie to shoot. I thought Edward
yeah,
Norton was great in that.
yep,
I thought Michael Keaton was great in that.
yep,
Emma Stone was even pretty good in that. Like
yeah,
she's good, but I kind of feel Emma Stone oversaturation at this point.
yeah. She was in it enough. You know, like
Yeah.
no, not too much. Not. You know, I mean, yeah, it was good. Yeah, from top to bottom is fucking. There's a movie called Time Code, which came out when I was working at the movie theater, and it was a single shot, but it was four single camera shots. So the screen when you're watching it is split up into like a security camera footage kind of a thing, but high quality shots. So there's four cameras, and they're all going at the same time, and then they kind of split off, and cameras follow different characters, and it takes place in LA where it's like movie stars and stuff like that. So it's kind of whatever. It's not really about the story, but it's more about how they filmed it. And the DVD came out, and they had the very first take they did, and then they had the ninth or 19th time they tried to do it, and that was the one that they stuck with because it's four cameras, and it's just an hour and a half long movie where these four cameras kind of pick up on characters, and the sound's edited to where you're only listening to the portion of the picture you're supposed to be looking at. It's kind of a weird movie, but that was
Sounds like it.
yeah, that was kind of the first time. And I think Russian Ark is like a foreign film that did a one shot. But this one, I've tried watching. I've watched the Time Code movie. I've tried watching Russian Ark. This one was like entertaining while at the same time being technically, artistically crazy. You know, doing
It was
something.
definitely a movie that I paused every time that I left the room.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I felt like I didn't
yeah,
like if I missed a couple seconds of it, I
yeah,
would miss something.
yeah. It makes it seem more important for sure.
And so that movie was great. And then I saw on after your when I told you I was watching Birdman, you're
Yeah.
like, that was
Have you?
good, but have you seen Whiplash? And
Yeah.
I was like, no. And so I went and rented that movie,
Uh huh. And
and it was really fucking good.
yeah,
Like, but
it's like painful to watch
I
at
don't think it was
moments.
better than
It's
Birdman,
different.
just different.
Yeah, different. This one, I mean, it's shot really well, and the story specifically isn't something that I related to because it's about a drummer, but the themes and kind of what happens to the character and stuff like that is totally like that's what
Well,
gets you.
we gotta talk about this movie
Yeah,
because I've got now that I've seen it, I have to talk to someone else who's seen it
I know.
because
Yeah. This
what
is
the
how I
fuck?
feel. Yeah, okay.
What the fuck is with that teacher?
I mean, he's definitely okay. First off, people, spoilers probably most likely. Go watch fucking Whiplash. It's a great movie. It's everywhere.
We're not gonna tell you the
Do
ending,
it.
but there's
But
definitely
yeah, I don't
we're
know.
gonna
But we're not
have.
gonna like. I don't know. We're not good at filtering because we don't talk about movies all the
Actually,
time.
yeah, if you want to
So
watch this and you haven't yet,
yeah,
pause this, listen to it later. Go fucking watch the movie.
yeah. Skip ahead. I don't know how long we'll go. Maybe 5 to 30 minutes. Because sometimes I don't know. Anyway,
All right.
so let's talk about it.
What the fuck
Whiplash.
is with that dude?
I mean, the teacher. What are your
That's what I'm
feelings
asking
watching
you.
it?
What were your thoughts on him?
Yeah, because he
Because
definitely.
that dude,
Yeah.
I get the intense teacher, and I get wanting to push people.
So to set it up, the movie opens. It's this kid drumming,
And
and
you don't
like,
want to even give him that. There's an overbearing teacher at a music school.
but the idea is he's a drummer. He's in this prestigious school for music, and this teacher that runs the best band, the A-team band, finds interest in this kid, and then it kind of goes from there. Teacher, creepy as fuck. Like
Crazy
he's like
asshole.
super.
At one point,
yeah,
I thought he was gonna fuck the kid, and he was
Yeah.
just being nice to him
yeah,
to get information to berate him with.
yeah. It's really because he plays like the bad cop, good cop. Like when he's in band practice, he's a fucking insane dictator, crazy asshole person. But then
When he's
chit
talking to the
chatting,
little kid,
Yeah.
or when the other kid that was a student of his died, and he really took it hard, even
Yeah.
though like the kid
He has-
evidently killed himself.
he has some essence of humanity left in him. He has like these weird moments that are very few and far between, where it's like, oh, he has a heart. Like he's not just a fucking crazy like pressure pusher guy. But it is off-putting, because you get so much of the super asshole guy that when those moments come, they feel completely fake and out of place, kind of. But he doesn't seem like he's being fake necessarily. He seems sincere, right?
In his assholeness.
No, when he's actually acting like he has a
Both
heart.
of them, he seems completely
Yeah.
100% sincere.
He's bipolar in kind of the worst ways. He's emotional.
Talked to a little girl about like playing instruments, and it was the nicest, kindest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And then in the next scene, he's like, "You fucking faggot, you can't
Yeah.
play." And I was like, "God damn."
But don't you think that like the fact that he was that way in those moments was for a specific like consequence? Like he's gonna push this kid to do more than he's ever done, even though like you think you're doing this much, you think you're going fucking insane to this level of whatever the fuck you're doing, productivity, trying to do your shit. But then this guy makes you realize, oh, there's like this whole other level that if you want that goal of being the best, like there's seriously another level that's probably going to destroy you, because it generally destroys everybody, So he's trying to push to that level. Man, I love the movie.
I like the movie too, but
Yeah.
all I like, that's not.
That's what I got from it. That's why it's
Dude,
like,
he pushed the one kid to fucking. Again, if you're still listening to this
Yes.
and expecting us not to tell
Alert.
the end, we're
Alert.
talking about the whole fucking movie, so get over it.
yeah. And if you've
So-
seen the movie, enjoy. I'm
When the
sorry you
fucking
can't be
kid-
part of this conversation.
Gets like he pushes him so hard, he's like playing drums till his hands bleed, and that's cool. That's a musician type thing.
And he may
That's
have been
dedication.
doing that. I mean, he was
Well, once
practicing.
his fucking mind got like that dude fucked with his head. He bringing other
Oh,
people
yeah.
just to fuck with him.
Yeah.
And then like kept taking his shit away from him.
Yeah.
And then so much so that he ended up getting into a goddamn
Yeah.
accident that seemed worse than mine, and then ran 2 blocks to try to fucking play the drums. And like,
And then,
I love how they don't
Yeah.
even talk about,
Yeah.
hey, what the fuck happened to you? He's like, you're out of here.
but then it's like,
He's still trying to play.
but I think of the whole thing as like a metaphor. Like this, the teacher is life, right? Life can give you good moments, and life can give you fucking shitty moments, especially if you're going towards something you love doing. There's going to be failure. There's going to be a lot of failure. And life is a son of a bitch. And it's like these things were thrown at him, like unfairly. Like, what the fuck? Unfairly. But yet, it's the fact that he persevered through life's obstacles that he was able to, kind of rise to the
Play
next level.
one great drum solo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that what? Because
Well, no, to reach
then
that
he
level.
double fucks him.
Yeah,
At the end, it's like, hey, I'm just walking by this place in New York and happened to see my teacher that I kind of
yeah,
secretly got fired after he fucking drove me insane. And then the teacher like befriends him, asks him to play drums for him, and then comes up right before and he's like, "You motherfucker, I know it was you."
yeah,
And then fucks him over by playing a song that the dude had no idea what it was.
yeah,
And then everyone's like laughing at him. He wasn't at that point like it makes it seem like he was like secretly trying to push him to do
yeah,
his own thing, but that's fucking bullshit. That dude was an asshole, and even
yeah,
in the middle of the dude's phenomenal takeover drum solo thing,
yeah,
he tells him he's gonna gouge his fucking eyes out.
yeah. But the kid doesn't give a fuck.
At that point, you
he's
can't.
like he's overcome that asshole. He figured out the secret. He figured out that
Usurp him.
that he knew he was good enough to not give a fuck about what the fuck that guy had to say anymore. Like, he cared so much about what that guy had to say that, yeah, it pushed him, but it also broke him in a lot of ways. But he found a way to where he was on top. He had superiority in a way over this guy. He gained control. It's a good movie, though. I've watched it a few times.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It's one of those movies where it's like, it's hard to watch, like the fucking how he's an asshole to him. Like, it's painful. There's times where, and then there's times where it's fucking rapey, but I can relate to that a lot.
When he was being nice to him, that's when I text you.
Yeah.
Like, is that dude gonna fuck him? Because he puts his arm on the
Yeah.
wall beside him and starts talking to him, and
Talking
that's
to him about drummers and shit. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was literally just to pull out a few things about his personal life that he could then use to berate him with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Calling him fucking bad names for Jews and to being like your mother left you and
Oh,
like,
yeah. No,
like,
he knew. Yeah, for sure.
Fucker.
Yeah.
Made him cry and then made him
like the most harassment ever.
first
Like the
day of
most
class,
mental
made him
harassment.
cry
Yeah.
and then made him proclaim that he was upset. What, 20 times to the
Yeah.
class? Louder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Were
my
you
tempo.
were you dragging? Or were you something? Like, why don't you know the difference? This is after.
Were you rushing or dragging?
Yeah, yeah. And this is just after, like, he got rid of somebody because the kid didn't know if he was in tune or not. Spoiler
And he
alerts
wasn't
all
in
over
tune,
the
but
place,
he didn't
motherfucker.
know.
Yeah.
He was in tune, but he didn't know.
Yeah, it's like, and that's what's the difference. Yeah.
Because he went full on. He was, all right, Arlie Ermy is the best way to describe that dude, which is the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Okay, yeah.
Arlie Ermy.
Mm-hmm.
He was, but way better. Like
Fuck
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Didn't that dude win an Oscar for that?
I don't know, but he played that exact same character like 20 different times, so it's like he won an Oscar.
He's always been an intense character.
Yeah.
What is that dude's name?
I don't know, bro. He was on like the Man Show a lot too, wasn't he?
That
A
dude?
lot of people have done a lot of things with that dude.
Here's where I remember that dude came in onto my radar during Oz.
I never watched Oz, but
It was not any of the Wizard, but the prison show
Yeah.
from HBO. And he was like a white supremacist. He was fucking really good in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie blew me away. So back to Birdman.
Oh, hold on.
What do you think happened at the end of that? Because that's really the only,
Arlie Ernie is
Arlie Ermy is the
R
name.
first initial R. Lee Ernie is the dude's name. Sergeant.
Yeah, I said
Oh.
I was wondering what the dude's name was that was in Whiplash.
Oh, fuck. Never mind. I was looking up the wrong one.
I said Arlie Ermy
Yeah,
earlier.
But I didn't know. I didn't recognize the name, so I was like, don't even remember that one. Let's see, Whiplash. So what were you saying right now about? Oh no,
Is it
Birdman. You were
something
going
like
back to
Simmons?
J.K.
J.K.
Simmons.
Simmons?
Yeah, J.K. Simmons was the.
Yeah.
He's also the Allstate commercial guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or State Farm, something like that.
They-
Whatever.
Uh,
Back to
yeah.
Birdman.
End of Birdman.
Yeah, end of Birdman. Okay, I don't.
He's in the
Spoil.
hospital after shooting his nose off.
Yeah, he. Fuck.
He's reconciled with his daughter. She goes away to get him something. He goes over to the window, he takes the bandage off, goes over to the window, opens it up.
Yeah.
She walks in the room. She says, "Dad, Dad." She sees the open window, immediately looks down to the street, right and left, and then looks up and smiles.
Because she sees him flying away. He reunited with his ego and took flight.
But that was the crazy part of that movie too, because like
Well, or the fucking giant
it was
bird
like,
showing up.
Is he crazy?
Yeah. I say it's.
Can he really do these things? Because he was using telekinesis a lot, but then in
No.
the
I
one
don't.
part where
I don't think it's supposed to be
Zach
taken
Galifianakis
literally.
came in,
I think it's supposed to be. These are like they're speaking in metaphors in a way. Like the bird wasn't really
This is
flying above
Bible?
his head. This is like no. This is
with metaphors. I want to
listen,
know what that shit means.
other stories. Better stories have been told with metaphors. Okay, the Bible isn't the only one that uses allegories and metaphors.
Fuck that, man. I want to know what it means,
It's
bro.
his bird is like his ego. That's was his
No,
ego talking
I'm
to
thinking,
him.
did he have powers or not?
No, he didn't have powers.
How do you know?
He thought that was his ego. That was like when you're like super when you're in your ego and you're like I could do anything.
He was flying.
I can do anything.
had
I can
powers.
fucking throw this vase against the wall without even touching it. It's like he doesn't it was just him. It's merging with his ego, and he finally merged with his ego and he was allowed to fly. Because apparently you can be successful in Hollywood if you're super egotistical and you go along with it. But once you start getting away from your ego, then your career goes away and you have to do a play. I don't know. I don't know what the fucking movie
unless
means.
you're Edward Norton,
who
had an
I'd have to watch that
enormous
again
ego and was only a Broadway actor
in the movie.
in the movie.
Yeah. No, but he was supposed to. I think he was still a movie star guy, but he just
No,
happened
he
to.
was a Broadway guy.
Was he?
Just Broadway.
But
'Cause
he
he's
was like a- he
you
was a
go
big
back to
name,
your
though.
fucking Hollywood, and you'll fucking. I'm here. This is my streets. This is my. these are
Yeah,
my
but there's a
stages.
lot of actors, probably like Edward Norton, that also do stage work. Like there's some actors that do indie films. There's some actors that actually do
A
stage.
lot of them do stage.
Yeah.
Bradley
But
Cooper
there's
played the
guys-
Elephant Man.
Yeah, but there's guys that like they think that's like a badge of honor that they do that versus not doing that. Like
You
they're
can make
more of an
good
actor.
money.
They can, yeah, for sure. So he still could have been playing. He was a big name though, regardless. I haven't watched the
he's a
movie
big
as
name in
recently.
plays, I believe, there,
Yeah.
which is why they called him in, and then he asked for a lot of money. It was a good movie, regardless.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I
yeah,
think
to me, like, I want to know,
Yeah.
do you think he had powers, or
No.
do you think
No,
it
no,
was
no.
all just a part of his imagination?
I think it was all part of his imagination for sure.
Because I loved when he was throwing shit
I
in
did too,
in
man.
the dressing room, and then Zach Galifianakis, his lawyer manager guy, walks in.
Awesome.
And then once
Yeah.
he walks in,
Yeah.
he's actually throwing everything instead of using his mental abilities.
no.
And then he thought he was flying, and then it turned out the cab brought him there, and he just walked out of the cab and didn't pay.
Yeah. It's like a mixture of like reality and then he's in his head about shit. So I
And then
think
once the actual Birdman started following him for a little bit, I'm glad that wasn't a lot of the movie.
yeah, me too. I'd be fine with it not being in the movie.
No, I liked that brief snippet of
Yeah.
insanity. I mean, he
Yeah.
already heard the voice the whole time.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, maybe he sees like in a reflection, he sees like this thing. Like they could have made it a little bit more separated from reality, not like just floating above him. But I liked it. I liked the movie. And I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it to see if I don't remember what my hypothesis was at the end of that film. But just like thinking of what the themes were in the movie, I always just thought of the bird as like his ego, this thing like floating, and he's trying to get away from his ego, trying to get back in touch with his artistic side by doing this and kind of get his career going. So there's kind of that kind of play to it. but I don't remember the end. I mean, the end could have been changed for like because it seems just the description of it seems like kind of cheesy in a way,
I
like kind
liked
of
the
a
open ending in the
yeah
same way that Donnie Darko's one of my favorite
yeah
films, and not
make
because
you
it had an
watch it
open
again.
ending, just because you can't understand what the fuck happened the
Yeah
whole movie. You're like, you can just hypothesize, which makes you talk about the movie.
yeah yeah. That's
That's
another
why
one.
that's why that shit. Any movie, like how long did we talk about Whiplash? It was just like, what do you think of that guy? It was
Yeah,
just thought provoking of like, did he take it too far? I mean, obviously,
for
uh,
sure. Yeah, but did the kid reach the next level at the same time? Like he
or
did
was it a
achieve possibly. I mean, we don't know. There wasn't like, the epilogue at the end of the movie saying
yeah, there
and he
wasn't a happy
became
ending where it's like, and he went on to sell this many records
he
and be
was
the
the
best
next
drummer
Charlie
ever.
Parker. He influenced a genre of new music, the
He was the
bleeding heart.
next
Yeah.
Buddy Rich.
Yeah. He was the Michael Jordan of the double time swing. Yeah. I don't e, I like both of those movies because they did. That's one thing I like independent movies in general more for because they
Both
do.
independent movies.
Yeah, they make you think.
Which
They're not like a shiny thing, action sequence, beautiful person, shitty lines. You know,
And honestly, like whoever directed those or
yeah.
whoever wrote those, like that, those people should be way more proud than any fucking Michael Bay
Oh,
douchebag.
they
Or
are. They are for sure. No, the dude that did Birdman, I believe he's Alfonso Cuarón, I think. He's done a bunch. He did like Babel and Amoros Perros, and he did what was another one? 21 Grams, I think. These are movies that he did, I believe. Hold on.
I've heard of 21 Grams. I haven't
Yeah.
seen any of those movies though.
But they're like generally his movies are like characters. You'll follow certain characters that you don't think have anything in common, and then you see like towards as the movie goes, you see how they're all kind of connected and they braid together, and then it all comes to a climax at the end where you see where they're all related. It's Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, and he did. Let's see. Fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck, bro.
Fuck,
This
ese
motherfucker
Alejandro.
did all kinds of movies, bro. He did Birdman. He did Beautiful. He did Babel, 21 Grams, bro. He did fucking Amaros Perros. So, like, those movies that I already said in the different accent, homie. So he's good. None of the movies were like shot in this style though, so it's a completely different style. But he's a good director, and he's kind of good. He's a good storyteller because those are kind of the ones before were kind of complex. I didn't like Babel; that was really boring. But Amoros Paris was good. And then what was the other one? Whiplash. I don't know who did that one.
Well, whoever did it did a good job.
Damien Chazelle.
Good
Looks
job,
young.
dude.
He's younger than me. He's younger than us.
That's awesome.
Guess his age. Guess what year he was born.
27.
Not that young. Might as well be.
30?
Yep.
When was he born? 85?
Yep. Bingo.
What
And
a
this
dick.
is only done two. He did a short film called Whiplash, which
Holy
probably
shit.
which got
He's
turned
like,
into
I did a short film. You want to
Yeah.
make a full-length movie out of
Before
it? And they're
that-
like, fuck yeah. And he's like, I bet I could fucking win some sort of Oscar for this.
no shit, right? Fucking that's crazy. He did one other movie before that, which is a musical
Those were both great
a
movies.
musical drama, which I don't know
I also
what it
saw
is.
some shittier movies.
Oh shit. Yeah, those were two good movies, bro. I've I haven't been watching any movies, but I have been watching some HBO now.
I saw
Really good.
very shitty Spider-Man 2.
Which the Spider-Man Excellent Spider-Man? Was that what they were calling
Amazing.
it? Amazing. So he wasn't excellent, but he was
Not
amazing,
excellent at all.
apparently.
I mean, it had redeeming qualities like
Boobs? Were there boobs?
no,
So,
obviously not.
all right, another strike.
That the Garfield kid, good Spider-Man.
Good
Like he plays
Spider-Man?
he
Oh,
plays a good Spider-Man. James Garfield, I think is his name, or Andrew
the
Garfield.
guy
Sorry,
that's the Spider-Man in the movie.
the guy that plays
Okay.
Spider-Man. Good
You
Spider-Man.
you like him as a Spider-Man.
I think, yeah.
Was he
I
not
like
in
him.
this one?
Yeah, been in
Okay.
the last two.
Okay. So you like him as a Spider-Man, but the movie was shit.
The movie was great special effect, like the best fight scenes from Spider-Man.
Okay.
Good villain,
Uh-huh.
kind of. Crazy amount of love story,
Uh-huh.
which has ruined almost every Spider-Man film.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And it was just the plot. Like the movie was 2 hours and 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and
Really?
it
Fucking 220.
and it seemed like there was nothing. Like they didn't finish any plot. They just fucking
Sony doesn't
but
give a
fucked.
shit. It's
They
the
just
only reason.
crammed as much shit as they could,
Yeah.
and then cut out a bunch of shit that it just made everything so. It's like, oh, and then we're doing this,
Yeah.
and then we're doing that, and
Yeah.
then we're doing this, and then we're doing that, and then by the end of it, it's just like,
A little bit.
what the fuck was that? Like
Yeah.
it.
Well, the
Oh,
only
it was
reason.
shot well. I
Yeah.
mean, Jamie Foxx did a good job as Electro. Fucking Andrew Garfield did a good job as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just whatever, whoever fucking cut that,
The studio doesn't give a shit, man.
holy
Studio
shit!
doesn't
And
give
and
a
they were
shit.
just trying to set up for this fucking Sinister Six movie that they wanted to make.
Mm.
So they fucking shoehorned in a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
And then Sony realized that they had fucking laid a big shit of an egg. And that's why they just allowed Spider-Man to cross over
Well,
into the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe.
the only reason Sony's been putting out fucking Spider-Man movies
To
is
keep it.
because otherwise they would have to they would lose the license for it if they didn't keep
Oh, it's-
making crap. So
But it's not bad. It's like
yeah.
it's a bunch of good shit
Yeah. Well, they're trying to
just fucked up. They're trying to they're trying to
Manufacture.
reproduce
Yeah.
what the Avengers and Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing, and they can't do it
No.
because they've got one character.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to fucking shoehorn all these people in, and it doesn't work. And then
Yeah.
it was just I've watched it twice, and I couldn't even get through the second time, like with even remotely paying attention because
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is fucking trash.
Well, Sony in general is turning out to be a pretty shitty company. I mean, they get hacked all the time. They make poor decisions in movies, although the interview turned out to be good. But their security and their whole, up to down. PlayStation 3 was came out super late and they had problems with it like they all do. It's like Sony in general. It's like, I don't know. They're not the same Sony they used to be, Like they're not a brand where you think quality.
When now
That I
that
don't think anyway.
now that Sony sold or is leasing Spider-Man out, they're also not going to continue the Spider-Man thread that they were running.
Yeah. Because they never cared about it. They were just like, well, if we're going to keep
Didn't.
making movies, then
You know how much
it's
they
all
made out of
financial.
it? You know how much they made out of a shit movie?
Probably, I don't know. They made their money back, I would imagine.
$700 million worldwide.
Jesus Christ. $700 million.
But I bet it cost $100 million to shoot.
Yeah, but that's still a $600 million profit.
I get that, but it's still
That's like,
and
yeah.
it's just because whatever Superman movie that would come out. Which did you see the trailer for the new Superman
I saw
versus Batman?
Yeah, I saw the leaked one, so it wasn't a good quality. There's probably the good quality one out now, I'd imagine, but
I think they actually just released it
yeah.
because they were like, all right, we can't contain
Yeah, it's like,
this.
well, and if it's like, if it's going to be out there, at least be a good quality one instead of the shitty fucking camera, not even in frame piece of shit.
Did you see the one where it was like they hit play and then they
Yeah.
turned the camera and then set it down
Yeah, it was a
and it had
shitty.
subtitles?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Just, I
saw
mean,
that
it's
same one.
it's basically the standard bootleg version you would get for most bootleg movies. Um,
I don't
I don't know,
understand
man.
it. I'm a nerd. I'm a comic nerd, and I don't even understand that fucking what. Oh, so Superman's just the bad guy, and that Batman's got an Iron Man suit, and he wants to fight Superman. What the fuck is going on with that? I don't get it.
I don't either, man. I mean, first off, from the jump, just the news of fucking Ben Affleck being Batman right
I
away.
like Batfleck.
Right away, I am
I like
concerned.
Batfleck.
I understand you do. I, however, am concerned. And I know Gone Girl's supposed to be really good. I want to watch it. And I do like a
Dazed
lot
and
of Ben
Confused.
Affleck shit. I
Dazed
love
and Confused.
Listen, he's good sometimes. He's good sometimes. But he's really fucking bad sometimes too. So that
Cheesy.
makes me concerned. That makes me concerned. So it's like, and
Jersey
it's
Girls.
I don't know, man. And it's a different director, so it's not, it's not like we're getting Batman, the Christopher Nolan
But
Batman.
this
We're
is
getting
supposed
some other guy.
to set up their
Yeah. We'll see,
cinematic
man.
universe for Justice League.
Yeah.
Which I don't see how I don't.
I don't
I
know,
guess
man.
I never followed, and I know you're not a comic book guy,
No.
but I never followed DC as much as I did Marvel. So
Yeah.
it's a little more confusing. I'm sure there's somebody wrote this storyline of something like that,
Yeah.
but it seemed weird.
Out of all superheroes, I love Superman. Like that movies, the Superman, the Christopher Reeves, and even the old TV show, like that shit I grew up on. I love Superman. I like the
George
last.
Reeve. Isn't that weird that
Yeah,
the guy that
that's
played the
yeah.
original Superman, his name was George Reeve,
And then
and
Christopher
then they were like,
Reeves.
"Oh, Christopher Reeves."
Yeah. Yeah. Which you want to look at like an out of shape. I mean, the thing that they called like a good in shape
Dude,
guy in the 50s.
Yeah, look up
is
look
so
up who the
ridiculous.
fucking Mr. Olympia was
Yeah.
back then.
It's like
And,
none of them had abs. They were all like this. The mid section had to be like just skin. Just had to
What,
be
barrel-chested?
tight skin. Yeah, barrel chested and skin. That's me. That's me on a good day, bro. That's me. Well, I have a little bit more here, but basically the same shit. But I
It's
love
you with
Superman.
Spanx.
I love Superman, bro, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what my wardrobe's gonna be like in the next few weeks. But I'm not excited for this, man. I don't know who the Superman guy is. Although I don't really know who any of the last Superman guys
I don't-
have been.
yeah.
They've all been like no name guys. And I didn't mind the last Superman. I liked it. I thought the flying scenes were really cool.
Yeah, the one with Zod,
Yeah,
Man of Steel.
yeah.
I didn't like the Superman right before that, where he fought
Yeah.
Luthor again, which was
And then his kid, Super Kid, at the end of it.
Yeah, what's the bad guy's name? I know,
Lex
Lex Luthor,
Luthor,
but
yeah.
who played him? Spader or not?
Kevin Spacey,
Kevin
the
Spacey.
president of the United States.
Sorry, House of Cards.
You may go. You have been pardoned. Yeah, and I like Kevin Spacey too. I didn't mind that one. Like
didn't
I was
think
just
it was
happy to
great.
see. I didn't either, but I've
I
seen
was like,
shittier
oh,
movies.
I get it. We're
Yeah.
done with Luthor though. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
can
yeah.
we?
Although
can
I
we-
think he's supposed to be the bad guy.
in every one.
No, in the next in this one, I think I saw something like so and so plays Lex Luthor in the upcoming.
Pretty much looked like Superman was the bad guy in this one.
No, but I mean I don't know if it's for this or if it's for just the next Superman movie. But
And
he's
then
coming back. He's not
the
gone.
the other nerd explosion that happened was Star Wars dropped another trailer.
I didn't see that one.
I
So-
tried not to watch it.
Did you come all over your Rubik's Cube?
No, because I only watched it once, and
Okay. What do you think? Are you trying to avoid that
all in.
stuff?
I'm already all in.
But are you trying to avoid trailers and shit?
Yeah, I
Clips?
really don't. I'm just done with trailers. Like it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it once because
Uh-huh.
I have the option of how many times I watch it.
You think you do.
Well, I'm not watching regular TV, so I'm not
That's true.
watching commercials and shit like that. So
Yeah.
it's easier. I tried not to watch it all, and that lasted all of like 5 hours until everyone had said something about it. I'm like, all right, I can
Yeah.
watch it once. And I watched it once, and like I said, I'm still already all in. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be way better than the fucking last three pieces of
Yeah.
shit.
That's true.
And
Listen, I'm not even a fan. I'm in. Like, I'll watch it. I like J.J.
yeah,
Abrams makes good shit. I like what he did with Star Trek. Let's see how the wars go. I'm good. Like, I'll check it out. But I'm not waiting in fucking line. I'll go to
oh
a
no,
matinee
fuck
a
you,
week or two
man.
later.
I'm not that
When is
fucking
that
nerd.
coming out? That's this summer, right? Is it this summer?
No, I think it's this winter
This year, though.
or next summer.
There seems like a lot of promotion for next summer, if it's next summer, which it could be.
I'm not next summer, maybe in like next May.
I mean,
Who
just
knows?
even next year. Who knows? Yeah.
I know
I'm
the
not
new
looking it
Avengers.
up. This is everybody knows but us. We're the only two right now that don't know. Everybody's like, "You're fucking stupid." It's like, I
The
know
new
I'm stupid.
Avengers movie comes out in May. I know that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I'll probably. I mean, I don't know if I'll see the Star Wars movies in theater even. Maybe I will. I mean, I got my life situation will be a
I
little bit
like
different,
to.
so I wouldn't mind it either. Especially if I'm hearing good things. If I'm hearing good things, then fuck yeah, I'll go. I'm probably just a little PTSD from what they did to the first ones, maybe. You know, I think I have some.
I'm still upset that they won't release the original.
Yeah. I want the original versions of the original three, because that's what I mean. Once everything started changing, it's like, okay, I could tap out because it's not the same shit anymore.
I mean, when your movie wins for best special effects, or wins the
Yeah.
Oscar for best special effects, and then years later you take out all those special effects and put in digital, and
Yeah.
then decide that the original doesn't even exist anymore,
Yeah.
and then I don't know, that's ugh.
If you're
But
fucking
whatever.
with your old art, then you're not making any new art, which means you're done.
Yeah, do you go back to paintings that you painted like when you
No.
were in junior high and go, you know what?
Yeah. Everything that's finished is finished.
I'd like to put a fucking do back in here.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing it. I wouldn't mind going back. I mean, I have older paintings. I have paintings that I haven't finished, but I wouldn't mind going back into them
I
and,
think
and
you should
tightening them
take
up.
them all
But
your old paintings, and put a random new character from the when they fixed up Star Wars and just put it in it.
no,
And then
I'll put more of the things that I do in my new artwork in my old artwork, and it'll make it seem completely out of place. Because that's what he did. That's what he
I think
did.
you should just put Star Wars
Star Wars.
characters
No,
in it.
I don't
and
want.
then
They would sue me. First off, Disney would 100% sue me.
hey,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Disney never sues anyone. They're so nice.
Actually, I
mean,
wouldn't
Mickey
mind them
Mouse.
suing me. Yeah.
Why
Although
would he sue anyone?
I think you have to change it. I don't know what copyright is right now with,
No,
with
actually,
two-dimensional shit.
well, I know for the longest time before they owned it that Lucas just let people make fan art all the time.
Yeah, yeah. But
Actually
yeah, I
had
don't know, man.
contests and shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's smart, man. I just with how copyright shit has changed so much in the last
Yeah, it's smart,
couple
but he also
decades. Is
ruined
like,
the last three movies. So
yeah, fuck that.
I kind of love and hate George Lucas so much.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.